What is going on, everybody? Just got going on the YouTube channel. How we doing tonight? This is the next day. It's the day after post-game show. You can call it the post-game show if you want. I'm Sean Davis. You guys can follow me on X at Sean_DAVI. Continuing to add to the setup, we have a fun little. I want to show this one off to you guys. You guys see? Hold on. We got Shaq back here. Shaq's won a few of these. This is supposed to be the finals MVP trophy, but it's got a cool little nod to the 17 Lakers banners. Now, this will be essentially useless when the Lakers do win banner number 18 this year, but definitely a cool thing to have in the setup. So we kind of announced this season as we're starting to get, Tony got you in here, gonna get all your guys' questions answered. We're gonna have some film popped up here as well here in just a few moments, which will give the chance for everybody to hop in here. We did announce what's up, Mr. CM. We did announce that this season, instead of doing nightly post-game shows following the outcome of a game, instead of doing that, for the most part this season, we're going to be doing post-game shows the day after games, especially important games. That way it allows us to take a look at the film and also more oftentimes get away from that initial reaction, which might be a little emotional, if you will. Get away from that initial reaction. That way we can really dive into the film. It gives me the opportunity to dive into the film, sometimes even that night, or in most cases the next morning, and really give you guys my thoughts and reactions based off actual film and not just going off what I kind of just saw and making a guess, essentially, if that makes sense. And also, nobody's really doing this. Nobody's really doing the next day post-game show. So I'll still be taking you guys' questions and comments. Super chats are greatly appreciated. You just like to sleep. As a matter of fact, I sleep a lot less than you think you do. So if you're going to troll the whole time, you can get the hell out. Anyway, we're going to have a fun time. Super chats are greatly appreciated. Zach Levine and perfect. The Bulls beat the Timberwolves starting five. They did. How did Lonzo look? I haven't gotten a chance to catch that game yet. I'll probably hop into the film for that game tomorrow. So this is kind of my reaction, and I'm not overreacting. I don't want to overreact. I am well aware that I think it was pretty easy to tell from the get-go that Bron didn't particularly, I don't want to say he didn't care, but he appeared to be very, very uninterested in last night's game. And to a certain extent, okay, I get it. You're 40 and it's the preseason. And it kind of trickled down to the rest of the guys. I just think their energy and their one of the things, whether or not you like how the Lakers offense has looked or, you haven't liked how the Lakers offense has looked, I think the one thing for the most part you can give credit to this Lakers team for is their ability to go from action to action pretty quickly. Like they had a plan, like they knew what they were doing. And pretty much for the first time all preseason, it felt like to me that, and I have a clip of that specifically. The Kike hit. There was a play, or there were plays. It felt more often last night's game where the Lakers were really slow, didn't really get from action to action, like I was kind of describing. And yeah, I mean, it's not the regular season, so I'm not going to overreact. There are some stuff that I am a little concerned about, and the comparison I made. And I thought I described it perfectly considering I had some of this maybe a week ago. My comparison for the Lakers offense right now, it's like crumble cookie, right? The Lakers offense currently is like a crumble cookie. If you get a box, like a 6-pack box or whatever of crumble cookies, you'll get 2 cookies pretty much that 6, pack box or whatever. You're like, damn, these are some really good cookies or whatever. Then you'll get one where like, oh, okay, that's kind of okay. And then you'll get 2 to 3 where you're just like, why? Like, what purpose does this cookie serve? It's just unnecessary, right? Or it just has no purpose. And that's kind of the Lakers offense for me right now. I think they do really they have some really, really good stuff. I think the best thing that the Lakers offense has going for them right now is the fact that they are play calling better, but and as a matter of fact, we kind of dive right into it. Tony says here, we'll throw it up on the screen. First question that's the top of the show. Do I think the Lakers are taking too many transition threes? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of am okay with it, especially off the ones where it's off of a hit ahead, right? And that was really, really apparent to me when watching back the film. It's like, man, like there is a massive emphasis on if you get it on a hit ahead where the defense is probably backpedaling, trying to protect the rim, go ahead and let it fly. Austin took a couple. He hit one early in the game off a hit ahead. Rui also hit one off a hit ahead, if I recall correctly, as well earlier on in the game. And it's been a real emphasis. Now, I will say this is kind of interesting, and probably don't put too much stock into this, but the Lakers this preseason have taken more threes in transition than they have twos in transition. They've taken, unless my data from Synergy is off, and I'm going to briefly fact check here. The Lakers so far here in the preseason have taken 42s. They've attempted 42 pointers in transition, 60% clip on 2-pointers in transition. They have taken 41 threes in transition. So over half of their field goal attempts in transition have came from 3, and they're shooting that at a 31.7% clip in transition. That is, and this number, like I said, I would take with a heavy grain of salt. I'm not putting too much stock into that quite yet because that's just absurd, right? But at the very least, I do think it's something to keep an eye out on. And it is interesting, like, man, this team is really okay with letting it fly and transition off a hit ahead. So I would like to see that number kind of walk back down. If anything, my biggest problem with the threes is they aren't like getting a lot of good looks. And I think that could come down to like the play calling quality is not like, okay, cool. They're play calling more, but they're not play calling quality. They're set quality. I do think, and this is a take you'll see from a guy like Tim or Crantis with basketball, where like he's been a little disappointed, I think, to say the least, with the Lakers' set quality and things like that. And I do think it's kind of apparent on film to a certain extent. I think the Lakers' offense has gotten all this praise, and to some extent, deservedly so. Like, I think, again, the play calling is better in terms of the frequency of like running actual actions, but like Darvin's playbook was perfectly fine. He just never freaking used it. JJ's playbook is so far at least okay, and he is using it, but there's improvements there. Like basically what I'm saying is give JJ Darvin's playbook with maybe some more of his own concepts and things like that, and you tighten up the you keep the play calling rate this high. Okay, perfect. We're cooking. So let's see what we have here. All right. Now let's see. I'm really heavy for JJ. I hope it works out. Yeah, I'm rooting for JJ too. I think for one, JJ is a guy that I do just personally root for. I think he's a good dude. I loved him as an analyst. I liked him as a player. He kind of has this douchebag type of, from the outsider looking in, he kind of has in a competitive way, he has this douchebag type character to him. I feel that I kind of like, but again, in a competitive good way, if that makes sense. But All right, let's dive into some film here. So we have some clips, and we're going to set me up like this. All right, so I try my best to kind of make this as easy as possible here. Dodgers win? Did they? Hold on, I haven't been keeping tabs. Did our Dodgers win before we get started here? Oh, well, I mean, well, shit. I mean, excuse my language, but basically, what, 8-0, top 9? Let's go. Kike had a homer. Otani had a 3-run homer. Muncy had a homer. You love to see it. Shout out to Walker. All right, let's dive into the film here. So this first section, we're titling like grenade DHO action, right? Because this is something that's clearly in JJ's bag. And I want to say this. So I like it with Jackson Hayes. I think the thing about grenade DHOs is you have to use it with a player that is not going to get attention defensively. Anthony Davis, regardless of his floor spacing ability, is going to get attention, right? So, okay, cool. We're flowing action. 80 is not the biggest floor spacing threat, but he's still, whoever, I think that's Shea Jackson Davis. He's guarding AD. He's still close enough to where this pass, it really doesn't do anything. It also kind of takes a tough shot right here. If we kind of rewind again, also don't really get an advantage. Steph sees it coming, and this isn't really a high quality shot, in my opinion. And I also just think off the shot fake. Hold on one more time. Bron D'Lo off the shot fake from Austin. Just attack right here. We can get into the teeth of the defense, get to Rui, one more, etc. Just kind of a forced shot. And these are the types of shots where I'm saying when I look at JJ, that's all about threes. Okay, cool. But if it's threes, and we're shot chucking and we're shooting bad shots, then what's the point, right? Like there's 3-point volume and then there's shooting bad shots. There is a difference, in my opinion. And so far, I'm not sure if JJ would agree with me on this. But then you get this possession in the second quarter, and it's Jackson Hayes, and look where Kevon Looney is. Hold on, look where Kevon Looney is. Kevon Looney has both feet in the paint. And look where AD's man is. AD's man he's in the gap, yeah, but like he's not far off. He's not far off of AD. But again, you go back here. Kevon Looney is damn near at the rim, especially off the tag. So this grenade DHO makes a lot more sense, and we get an easy 3. I like this. This makes a lot of sense, in my opinion. I like this. Austin finds Jackson Hayes, sprints into a DHO. This is awesome. And Jackson Hayes does this kind of weird thing. Jackson Hayes, like, out the DHO, he curls out way too wide. Where if Jackson Hayes, hold on, let's go back just a hair more. Okay, we'll stop it here. If Jackson Hayes kind of curls to the rim and Rui kind of fades out a little bit, and you guys can't see my screen. Okay, so I was trying to annotate. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull my screen up effectively here. Okay. I suppose I'll do. We can stretch this out. First time doing this, so we're going to make sure we get all the kinks and stuff worked out now. We're just gonna not annotate. That's cool. Yeah, that was a terrible shot. Well, honestly, yeah, I didn't like that shot. Would I get rid of AR, Rui, or Gabe? Out of those 3, Gabe. I mean, who do I think they're gonna give up? Definitely gonna be Gabe if they had to choose out of those three. All right. Anywho, yeah, just better shot quality on this possession. Now we have the AR transition 3. This is essentially kind of what I was talking about. And you get AD on the rebound, Braun, one dribble, easy head ahead to Austin. Steph is retreating. And this is why, going back to the whole transition threes argument, and if I like them or not, I do like this iteration. I don't love like throughout the preseason in general. Rui's taking some pull-up threes. I mean, D'Lo's obviously going to take the pull-up three, but there's got Max has taken some pull-ups. So if anything, some of the like dribble pull-up threes in general in transition, I don't particularly care for. But the kind of possessions like this, if we go back to it, possession like this, where it's LeBron, take a dribble, easy snap it ahead. Austin, all he has to do is take one dribble because Steph is still backpedaling. Easy three, right? I can kind of get behind this. I get behind this possession. Look where Steph is because he's still backpedaling when Austin takes a shot. That's a clean release. You live with that shot. So this possession is kind of what I was talking about not too long ago, where the Lakers weren't really flowing action, right? Lakers are really flowing action. So they try to go to this horns, like rip screen action, where for it to be horns, rip screen, I'm thinking Austin's supposed to set this rip screen / back screen on Draymond for LeBron to cut off, try to get a layup at the rim. But typically what teams do off of this is they go back screen handoff, and then you get maybe it's to something else over here on the ball side. Austin doesn't set a good screen, but then look how long it kind of takes them to set back up. We get a post touch to LeBron into a handoff to D'Lo, and just a bunch of standing around, and this leads to a Rui catch and shoot through with 4 seconds left. Like the fluidity and the how quickly the Lakers go, okay, cool, we don't got this, bang, let's go handoff, or let's go, pick and roll game here. This is probably the slowest. I know that's just one possession, but this is probably, like I said, the worst the Lakers have been throughout the entire preseason at going bang, 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 bang. This possession is kind of, okay, oh, that didn't work. Okay, well let's get to the next thing. That didn't work. All right, let's come on. We got to do this. Let's get to this thing. D'Lo, come get the ball from me. And again, it is preseason. So don't want to overreact, right? And the Warriors did a good job here at kind of recognizing what was going on, right? Let's see. All right. Keep going here. Maybe they're sandbagging with their sets. I mean, again, I'm not overly worried. I'm just saying this was like I said at the top, Sky Falcon pretty much describes it perfectly here. It was a pretty low effort game. You saw that from Tip, in my opinion, just in terms of how Braun specifically was moving. And then you very easily kind of saw that trickle down to some of the other guys. Yeah. Sets and plays are different last 2 games. I don't think they're using their playbook yet. They're using their playbook. Maybe they're not using everything in the playbook for sure. But yeah, Draymond's playing faster than Braun. Yeah. Coasting. And again, to a certain extent, I understand it, right? They have a brutal preseason schedule, which is freaking stupid. But yeah. All right, let's get back to some of our film here. All right, so we have clip 4. This is actually, if we want to talk about the coasting piece, in a regular season setting, I would at least hope that we are going with this full freaking speed and like AD just gets to kill. They're just gonna go this empty corner downhill DHO for AD. Braun attacks this gap, In an ideal world, when we go to this pitch, and this again kind of shows you how low effort it is or how low energy it is. In a perfect world, LeBron is really able, all the way backing up here, LeBron is able to get so far downhill to where Trey Jackson Davis has to stop the drive, and then it's a pitch. Say Anthony Davis was able to kind of drive right off his butt and get to the rim, right? But again, just kind of low effort game, low energy game. But AD's able to drive. I like having Rui in the dunker spot in case this guy, who is Draymond, no, that's not Draymond, that's Kuminga. Unless he wants to like step up and come over. But this would actually kick serious ass. Like if this is a regular season setting and we're trying. Good job by AD. This play is kind of frustrating. The Lakers do go to the playbook here. So they're going to start off at horns out. Horns out is cross screen at the elbow. So you'll see AD set this cross screen for Austin. And then AD's going to set a pretty decent screen. You're going to have this exit screen, which is, I mean, I know the Warriors are the winners at setting illegal screens, but this is a pretty good illegal screen from Rui. Max gets this exit screen from Rui. Okay, I need somebody to explain to me what D'Lo is seeing here, because I mean, I guess I technically know the answer. He just didn't really see Draymond, which, I mean, you can't really do nothing about that, but you kind of have to see Draymond here. So really fast, I will say this. After being critical about JJ and some of the play design stuff, I do like the play design here. I like the exit screen to eliminate help on the drive from the ball side. And I like having having that weak side corner empty, so you eliminate a tag from the low man, right? Because if you leave that corner occupied, right, then that makes the defense's job way easier. It makes it way easier to kind of prevent the roll, where let's say if Steph wants to tag on AD to help prevent the roll, then this is an easy snap with the left hand from D'Lo to Austin, wide open three, right? But and by having the exit screen, like I say, you eliminate any ball side help, to where if Rui Hachimura just sets a real screen here, and I hope this is Braun or somebody in a real game doing this. I just don't trust Rui as a screen setter. As long as you set a good screen here, if Draymond wants to help like this, okay, cool, dish this thing to Max. That's a wide open three, right? But yeah, I just don't know what D'Lo is really saying here, because Draymond Green is definitely not worried about that. Draymond being one of the 5 smartest defenders of all time, Draymond's worried about the lob, or Draymond's worried about protecting the rim. So D'Lo throws the lob, which I guess would be open based off the positioning. Like Trace is in a drop, Kuminga's trailing. Austin, I mean, Steph doesn't want to tag on the roll, but he sees Draymond right there. He's calling it out. And Draymond being right here. So I don't understand throwing the lob right here. Kind of could have gotten us into some trouble. But is that supposed to be, Marin asked, is that supposed to be a short roll to AD? For AD? That's the pass I wanted D'Lo to throw. Like, I wanted D'Lo to throw this pass now. Throw this pass to the short, maybe not right now. Like now, throw this pass now. Make it a bounce to where at the very least AD can make a decision and very easily catch and shoot, or AD can at least have the opportunity to finish above the rim over Draymond, right? At least give him the opportunity to. By throwing this pass, D'Lo kind of doesn't even give AD a shot. He does really give him a shot here. Guys, quick reminder here before we continue. Make sure you guys do me a big favor and hit that like button if you're on the YouTube channel. Would really, really appreciate it. Get some more folks in here. And this will be something we'll be doing pretty often throughout the regular season, is diving into the film the next day after some big games and taking a look at some stuff. We do got some defensive film here We're going to get to that in just a sec. But yeah, this is an idea. I will be doing some more film breakdowns. Hope you guys enjoy my Max Christie film breakdown. We'll have a Don't Connect preseason breakdown done here before the start of the season next Tuesday. So yeah, probably get that out like Sunday or so. So with the season starting back on what's the start? Tuesday. That's right. All right, let's keep it going. Big baby, appreciate it. All right. So yeah, we're done watching a bad pass from D'Lo, which by the way, I got a lot of crap for saying D'Lo was an elite playmaker. Like plays like that's why he's not an elite playmaker. The processing isn't always there with D'Lo. He's a really, really good playmaker. D'Lo's probably a tier 3 playmaker, in my opinion. And I don't mean that like in a disparaging way. Like, for example, let me give you guys like the caliber of player for each tier, in my opinion, for playmaking. Luka tier 1, Bron tier 2, like D'Lo's like in that third tier, right? Of playmaking somewhere. Other tier 2 guys like LaMelo's a tier 2 guy. Hallie's a tier 1 guy. Jokic is a tier 1 guy. Just some examples there. Scotty is probably a tier 3, Scotty Barnes. So just thought I'd throw that out there. All right, this is a look. You go and say it looks really good. They added good pieces that complement each other. Yeah, what's up? What's up, big baby? Yeah. Golden State does have like they have their. This is probably the deepest team that Golden State's had. I'm going to argue. Definitely since the title for Golden State, but I'm going to argue that this year's team, in terms of pure functional depth for the Warriors, is the deepest team they've had since like prime Warriors. That's how deep this team is, I think. Because that championship team for Golden State, it was JP, Steph, Clay, Wiggs, young Kuminga, young Moody, Looney in his prime, Draymond or whatever. That's a really, really good team. But this year's team, man, is deeper than that. Like, I don't think we saw pods yesterday. This team has a lot of depth. Bron tier 2, you mean like right now or all time? Right now. And the reason why Bron's tier 2, 1, I only have 5 tier 1 playmakers, and 2, Bron's turnovers have low-key been they've been a concern for him to not be this insanely high usage playmaker that he was, right? Like Luka and Trey are high turnover guys, but they're literally their entire offense and everything runs through them. So you sacrifice that, right? So that's kind of the reasoning there. Bron's still a tier 2. No. Yeah, I wasn't saying all the time. But yeah, this is a really, really deep Warriors team that I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs. I think it's really going to come down to Kuminga, honestly. They're a playoff caliber team for sure. Like in a normal Western Conference year, they probably make the playoffs, but I think there's 12 teams in the West that can all make a playoff push. The only 3 teams I don't think really make the playoffs this year are the Spurs, Jazz, and Blazers. Every other team has a legit shot at making the playoffs. So, and yet I said Spurs. I know everybody's in love with them, but I think we're too early to crown the Spurs right now, in my opinion. That's just me. All right, let's get back to our film here. So the Lakers go to their wedge series. I like to clear up by Gabe. And this is really just showing Anthony Davis. Bron's definitely still a tier 1 playmaker, bro. I just disagree. That's fine. My tier 1 playmakers, Luka, Trey, Hallie, Jokic. Yeah. I said 5. It's 4. Unless I'm like missing somebody. No, that's it. So we'll see Draymond try to overcommit, although I think Draymond really wants Steph to stay here. So whether you want to give credit to this being a botch on the Warriors or not or whatever, this is still a good play by Anthony Davis here, saying that Draymond's just gonna come over. I'm just gonna turn face up, throw this lob over to Jackson Hayes. Easy dunk. He dunks on Draymond. So we have a few clips here, and I'm excited to talk about this, right? We got Max Christie. a guy that I did a extensive film breakdown on, over 10 minutes. And I had a blast breaking down Max's film, right? So we're going to start with the good with Max, right? He's going to blow up this action. I love Max's chasing ability, because I think when Max is like in a clear pursuit, when Max has a clear pursuit angle, he's awesome, right? Because then he's able to, if he does get hit, he has ridiculous, in my opinion, ridiculous recovery speed, and we'll just call it like recovery athleticism, where I get hit, I can still recover and affect the play, right? So we'll see here. He does a phenomenal job chasing Buddy Hield, shows his feet. I mean, shows his hands on the drive. And this unfortunately just ends up, or is going to eventually end up, in a Gary Payne II 3, right? But if you're a Lakers fan, you live with that possession, right? Next possession, or at least maybe a couple possessions later. By the way, I've already stolen this set and added to my personal ATO bag for my for the high school team that I coach. This play is awesome. This is wide reject. So you have this wide pin down being set here in the middle of the floor. Reject by Buddy Hield into touch action, throw, get it right back. But Max blows it up. This is a great concept. This is a great concept by Golden State, but Max blows it up because, again, like I said, if you give Max a clear pursuit angle, he's insane. So he's attached to the hip, great technique here, and knows that he's going to get bumped by Gary Payne II. Also, shout out Braun. Braun kind of eliminates any slip opportunity here by just sagging off. Now, that does put extra pressure on Max to chase all the way through, but Max, again, he gets there, shows his hands to make sure a shot doesn't get up. That's a great job. Now, Buddy's going to score here. But, again, another possession where, I mean, damn, you just got to live with it. Now, this is the opposite, right? So, first off, we got to have some court awareness here from Max, right? We are guarding damn near a half court, and it's Buddy Hield. Why on God's green earth are we about to chase over this screen? For what? You're at half court. You're not guarding Steph Curry. If he shoots it from the logo, if you go underneath the screen, good. I mean, oh well, good shot, Buddy, if he makes it, right? But when we're talking just about like process versus result, you got to take the process here and say, you know what, we're going to live with you shooting some crazy ass shot from the logo instead of me trying to chase over the top of a ball screen with Buddy freaking Hield and you're at the logo, right? Makes no sense. So let's get back to the play here. All right. So this is what I tried to highlight as best as I possibly could in the film breakdown. I'm going to let you guys watch the play from Max, and it's going to lead to a Warriors miss shot. But this is the difference, in my opinion, from him being a really, really good POA, damn near elite POA in the future, to being just a fine POA now. POA meaning I'm guarding the best guard. I'm guarding a lot of ball screens and things like that. So I'm just going to let the play run. All right, Buddy Hield gets, I'm going to call a naked look at a three. I know Jackson A steps up and contests there, but if that's Steph Curry, I'm going to assume that's a wide open bucket, right? So, we'll let it play one more time. So if you watched the film breakdown on Max Christie that I did, you'll probably know what I'm about to address here. Max has all the potential in the world to be a really freaking good screen navigator. I think he's a good one now. We'll say above average one now, right? But Max Christie, please, somebody get this to the Lakers staff. take this extra step. Like he actively takes a step backwards to avoid. And I'm gonna see if I can pull up the tweet because somebody in my mentions described it better than I probably could. That I could even attempt to describe it. Oh, let's see. I think I retweeted it. Let me see if I can quickly find the tweet. Okay. He does. Okay, I'm just gonna read the whole thing. He does the right thing a lot, talking about Max, but then he'll do that stupid uphill step trying to avoid a tag, which means he just effectively tags himself on screen sometimes. I can't say it better. Hold on. Let's backpedal just a sec. Oh, dang. Not that far, Sean. Good grief. All right. Hold on. We are almost back. All right, cool. We're back. Okay, he first off freezes, and then he's taking this extra step around to avoid getting tagged. For what? For what? Take this step out. He always does it, and it infuriates me because he just takes himself out of the play sometimes. All right, for all the freaking talk in the world that we got about AD and I'm sorry, about player movement and ball movement, et cetera, boy, oh boy, did the Lakers just throw that out of the window yesterday. They said, nope, we're going back to old school Vogel ball here, and we're just going to let Bron shoot contested fadeaway jumpers all game in the post, no help. I'm sorry, no help beaters. And then you're going to get this possession off a miss. Bron's going to attack an early offense. Gets inverted screen. He's going to attack Jonathan Kuminga. Absolutely no movement whatsoever. Matter of fact, the only movement you do get is Rui Hachimura walking into the paint, and LeBron shoots a contested fadeaway jumper. Guys, I thought we were done with Vogel era basketball. I know the guys don't care, or did care yesterday, but we just can't do that. This set rocks. I love this set. Again, good touch action. Goes our veer action there by AD. Gets on a wide open three. I like that. So I'm just gonna read. I'm gonna read off my tweet or whatever really fast here. This is kind of just my thoughts in general from the game last night. I think for one, if we're talking purely Lakers, like I said, that was easily the weirdest the offense has looked all preseason long from the Lakers. Nothing really flowed. I'm curious to see the play calling data, if you will. But yeah, it just didn't flow yesterday, right? In a bad way. The Lakers got to create more clean looks from three. I'm all for, like I've mentioned, I'm all for shooting more threes and yada, yada, right? But they are really, really struggling at generating good looks, right? So far, the Lakers have taken 70 in 4 games. They've taken 68 catch and shoot. 68 contested catch and shoot threes. They've only taken 41 uncontested catch and shoot threes, or open catch and shoot threes, right? They have to find a way to generate more high quality looks. When they get those high quality looks, they shoot them at a 39% clip, which is good, right? But you got to find a way to get some more open looks. I do like this is something to keep an eye out on. They are shooting more pull-up threes than they are pull-up twos. JJ's talked about the shot diet a ton, and I do think in general, taking a higher usage, a higher dosage of pull-up threes compared to pull-up twos, I do think for the most part that's a good thing. But also just something to keep an eye out on. But like I said, gotta find a way to get better looks from three. If we were to compare this year's team to last year's team in the preseason, this team is getting more shots at the rim. But last season, when it mattered, regular season and playoffs, the Lakers shot nearly 40% of their shots at the rim. So far in the preseason, they've only taken 33% of their shots at the rim. So something to keep an eye out on. They haven't finished quite well at the rim yet either, but I'm not really worried about that quite yet. It's preseason. Oh, well. Going back to some thoughts here. I mean, Anthony Davis, and I'm glad I put this in my notes. Anthony Davis is flat out just one of the most disrespected players in basketball. It actually makes no sense. If you see that BS ESPN rankings, you would have seen that Anthony Davis is 13th on their list of top 100 players in the league. He's Anthony Davis behind Jalen Brunson, Victor Wembanyama, a guy that I love. I love Wemby, truly. But I think we are, like I said, kind of how I feel about the the Spurs in general. I think we are really just jumping the gun with the Spurs, where in reality, I think we are a year away from them even making the playoffs. I think next year, yes, the Spurs will probably make the playoffs next year in 2025. But we're a year too early, I think. And then Jalen Brunson being above Anthony Davis is freaking stupid. He is so remarkably good, man. He's been lights out from a post-up points per possession rate. So far here in the preseason, Anthony Davis on post-up score possessions is scoring at a 1.4 point per possession rate on post-up opportunities. He's been amazing, right? Gotta love how Anthony Davis has played so far. He's one of the most disrespected players in the league. The fact that AD will unfortunately probably never win Defensive Player of the Year is pretty. It's unfortunate. Like guys like him, Bam, those guys never probably winning DPOY in their career because I mean Wemby's. I feel like as long as he's healthy, a shoo-in to win DPOY. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Do I have ATO stats from JJ so far? So if you are purely looking at ATOs from the standpoint of like after a timeout, how do the Lakers do? The Lakers are pretty bad out of timeout right now. They are scoring at a 29% clip on possessions immediately following timeouts. Now, that's not like necessarily them drawing up an ATO set or a counter or something like that. That's just every single time there is a timeout and the Lakers play offense, 29% on plays like those. AD looked good. Connect finals to relay. That's about all the good things. Yeah, essentially. Get back to the notes here. Let's see. I do think that this team really needs Vando back. Max is the only guy with any functional like athleticism on the perimeter defensively. I like D'Lo and Austin. I like both of them as players. But I'm going to, and this is not just because I am the Max guy, right? I think Max needs to polish himself as an offensive player and, kind of tying up his defensive technique, guarding ball screens and things like that. But I've kind of alluded to it, man. I think for this team to hit their ceiling, I think it's going to take Max somehow stealing a starting spot. And by stealing a starting spot, preferably stealing one of the spots next to D'Lo or Austin. Give yourself some functional athleticism in that backcourt. Because I think in the second half, they went D'Lo and Max. I'm like, yes, give me this, like long term. Or we saw it in I want to say it was the Bucks game, right? The game before this one. I think it was the Bucks game. D'Lo Max, because Austin was hurt. Yes, give that to me. I want to see that more. Because having Austin Max, it doesn't really matter, but having real athleticism in your backcourt, this Lakers backcourt defense is still one of the worst backcourt defenses from their starters in the league. But then you go to your bench and it's Gabe and Max, and then Vando when he returns. Like, oh man, this is like we have some perimeter juice now. Yeah, so I don't know, man. Will they do that? Probably not. But I think for this team to really hit their ceiling, especially come playoff time, you gotta be able to, and it's gonna come to Austin earning it too. But man, just a note there. How do I feel about the D'Lo Reeves combination? Because D'Lo did have leverage. Like he said, he had to get another 1+1. It might be over soon. Yeah, I mean, I think both of those players in a vacuum are fine. I don't love them together, though. Two things I learned from these preseason games that the Lakers need to fix. One, transition defense, and two, our bench scoring sucks. Bench needs to score, or we'll lose because their bench will get outscored. Yeah. And you can fix that by like sliding one of D'Lo or Austin to the bench. Again, will it happen? No. But we'll see. Another thing with Max, too, really good rebounder for his position. Guys, like I said, we'll be doing these a lot more often throughout the season on the day after games. If it's a back-to-back, well, obviously we won't do it, but we'll try to do this a lot throughout the regular season. That starts in a week. Wow, are the overreactions going to be spicy after game 1 of the NBA season? It tips off on Tuesday. Quick announcements for the channel. You guys can expect a lot of film breakdowns and longer videos throughout the season from me. Obviously, check out my channel, Sports Headline Show. If you guys haven't seen the announcement, I'm starting a podcast with my guy Tyler from Hoop Venue. The Hoop Venue podcast, we starting that. First episode actually dropped this week. Super excited about that. So if you want more NBA coverage, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Sean_DAVR, or check out Hoop Venue, or check out Sports Headline Show on YouTube. And also for just Lakers content in general, this is obviously the best place to be. Mama Telly says, Sean, one question. What's up, bro? First up, hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing all right. How much would I re-sign D'Lo for? He's making what, $18 million now? Like 15, maybe? I don't think D'Lo's back at next year, if we're being honest. I don't think D'Lo's back next year. Mamba, if you're still in the chat, go ahead and fire off your question. And anybody any final questions, comments, thoughts, whether it be phone calls, that'd be awesome. Love to chat basketball, bro. Yeah, we can maybe set something like that up, or even if like I threw out like the StreamYard link, kind of like how we did for when I was at Lakers Nation for our members only lives. Send out the link or something like that. I don't know. We can get creative with it. Sure, I'm down. I'm always open to fun, creative ideas like that. We have to really sit down, like figure out how to set all that up. But yeah, I'd be down. I'd be down. D'Lo is out in the trade deadline, says Choco. Like I said, I mean, I just know for sure he won't be back. I don't think he'll be back. Giant Slayer, appreciate it. Lonzo Ball, thoughts, play tonight. If he's healthy, if Lonzo's healthy and playing good, hey, they have a guard jam over there. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying I would, but can we trade for Levine already? I mean, for starters, another thing that I think ESPN got horrifically wrong. Them having Reeves above Zach LaVine is a joke. Levine's contract is bad, but LaVine as a basketball player is when healthy, damn near an all-star. So, yeah, man, that don't get me started about that ESPN list. The ESPN list was garbage. Worldwide leader in sports, though, right? Good grief. Hard to match Levine's salary. That's the biggest problem with that. And essentially, if you make a Levine trade, you are essentially saying this is it. This is the move, because you're trading all of your tradable contracts. Rather get an old Vucevic over Levine, LOL. I couldn't disagree more. Vucevic is bad. I don't like Vucevic. Bulls fans are actively trying to get rid of him. Like when a fan base wants to get rid of a guy, like for the most part. Now I'm not even gonna say that because sometimes like it is bad, but or it is better than the fan base is maybe overreacting, but like Vucevic is not good. Would I take on DeAndre Hunter? Not really. I'm not a big DeAndre Hunter guy. I never really have been. He was only good in Orlando. He was good at Chicago like the first year, maybe. Like that. I mean, I guess everybody was good that first year. They were all there. Nick Richards for Jackson Hayes at a pick. Like a second round pick, yeah. But I don't think Charlotte does it, unfortunately. I'm a Nick Richards homer. That's my weird role player that I'm in love with. I love Nick Richards. He's such a fun player. The backup big for the Charlotte Hornets. I've been on the Nick Richards bandwagon though for 2 years now, a couple years. Mama says he has a conspiracy. Go ahead, fire it off. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm all ears. What do I think about DFS Duran Sharp trade? Sure. What's kind of the layout of that? Those are two guys I like. You have an idea why Quincy didn't play? Well, what's your idea? Prediction on our record first 10 games. I think I said 5-5, 6-4. I think that's what I said. 6-4. I think that's why I said first 10. Because first five, I for sure have them at 3-2. I have the Lakers at 3-2 first 5 games. I think they beat Phoenix once. I think they win opening night, and then I think they beat Cleveland. So that means I think they lose to Sacramento. I think they'll lose to Phoenix once. Yeah. And then after that, you got like Detroit in there. You got some some other guys in there too. JJ is smart. He knows D'Lo drama. Want to have him get love from Laker fans by bringing us back in the game and hopefully wins the game. Hey, that could be it for sure. I haven't really thought too much about why Quincy didn't play. Kerr saw right through that and brought Steph back in the fourth. Yeah, he did do that. That was definitely bizarre. Shout out to Lonzo. Shout out to Lonzo for playing. Oh my God, Anthony Edwards was just shot chucking tonight. 6 for 23. Sheesh. Dang, I'm scrolling through this Timberwolves box score. Kind of unfortunate that Dilly doesn't seem like he's in the rotation. He only played 6 minutes tonight. Lonzo played. Dang, he played 15 minutes. Okay, so the Bulls kind of played their whole rotation. Oh wait! I'm getting DeAndre Hunter and our first round pick. So we're taking on DeAndre Hunter's contract. Will we get back our 2025 first? Never mind. Hell yeah. I get my pick back for this year? Yeah, I'm doing that then. Never mind. Think Kerr was doing Bron a favor playing Steph and Dre versus Bronny. I don't know. I haven't thought that much into it. Let's see. I'm trying. That's what I was looking for. Lakers first 10 games. Like I know they played the Pistons in there somewhere. We might play Sacramento like twice in the first 10. So Cleveland's the 5th game. Toronto, Detroit, Memphis, Philly, Toronto again. Yeah, like I think that's a 6-4 team, in my opinion. Like you go 3-2 in that first stretch, but then you beat Toronto twice and you beat Detroit. That's 6 wins easy. So I think they win 6 games. Or even if they lose like to Toronto once, or you lose like, yeah, I think unless something bad happens, like really bad happens, I think that's the 6-win team. Predict the first 5 games, like I said. Well, I guess we'll go in order. Opening night, Lakers T-Wolves win Second night, Suns, Lakers win. Third game, Kings, Lakers lose 2-1. Fourth game, Kings, Lakers lose. Fourth game, Lakers, Suns lose. Fifth game, Lakers, Cavs win. 3-2. Sixth game, Raptors, Lakers win. Even like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't won opening night forever. Yeah. But like, sixth game, Raptors. Seventh game, Pistons. Eighth game, Grizzlies. Ninth game, Sixers. 10th game, Raptors. I'm just saying, man, like, that's not a bad start to your season. You play the Raptors, who I'm not high on. I guess the Raptors could sneak you, but I'm not high on that Raptors team. And then you play Detroit, who I like, but I still think you're better than by a lot. And then it's Memphis, who I think, especially if Vando's back, I think you match up. I don't know. That could be interesting. I have to see. That's going to be a fun game. Philly can be a fun game. So, like, you have 5 hard games or whatever. So, essentially, you have Phoenix twice, Sacramento, Minnesota. That's, 4? And then Memphis, Philly. Okay, that's 6. You have 6 games where I'm like, oh, okay, can you win 3? And then can you win 3 out of the other 4? There we go. That's how I'm looking at it. 6-4 for me, first 10 games. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for hopping in here. So it was a fun one, and I will catch you guys here shortly. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys check out all my work. Like I said, starting the Hoop Venue podcast here this week, covering the old NBA with my guy, and then Sports Online Show for more NBA content. Subscribe here to this channel if you haven't already for the best Lakers coverage out there and content. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe, and peace out.